purposely pressed the intro super quickly so you couldn't talk over the part where you're not supposed to talk.
I was silent.
What's your shirt today?
What is it? Oh, Green Room.
Oh, that's a good one.
Green Room. Yeah. No, I really like this one.
The King of Staten Island. We couldn't be any more opposite today.
I liked the King of Staten Island. I
know
liked it too. Everyone has their Pete Davidson opinions, but I am in the right role pro.
I liked this movie quite a bit. This sweatshirt has also become like my niece and nephew activity sweatshirt. Just so I can like come home a mess and not be like mad about ruining all my clothes.
No, I have a few mailer sweatshirts like that as well. That are like, I got rid of most of them and donated them, but like there's 2 or 3 that I'm like, all right, I need these just in case I want some crappy sweatshirts that I don't need to care about.
We went to a trampoline park. So I was like in a facility where like not only are they on top of me, but there's like a bajillion children everywhere. So my favorite hoodie is not coming to the trampoline park.
No, we're not gonna sacrifice that one.
I got a better workout at this trampoline park than I did actually going to the gym this morning.
I believe it because you're using muscles you don't use. Like when you go to the gym, you do the same muscles over and over again in a way. When you get into a routine, but like you're doing a lot of things here.
I was like winded all my nephew kept so have you ever been to a trampoline park? They're actually
once. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
There's one section of this place where it's like, I don't know, like 5 large trampolines like all lined up so you could jump from one to the next. And my nephew likes to race. He wants to like run race me from one side to the other, and he just goes and goes and goes and goes, and I'm just huffing and puffing behind him.
No.
Too hard.
No.
I already want to.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. No, I love the TikTok compilations of those trampoline park fails.
Oh, there's a lot of those. Thankfully, I didn't have any fails today.
Good. It's you know.
I'm in one piece.
Not that I like when kids are hurt, but it's always fun when like the kid goes flying or something.
Well, there were a couple instances where they did go flying, or like someone gets like bonked really hard, but with something soft. So like everyone's okay, but
I don't need injuries. I just need a good bonk.
It was fun. Hello, everybody. We've got everybody here. What a lovely Saturday.
No. Saturday early. I mean, it's not early. It's fucking 12.
It is Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday.
I think so, right? It's fucking Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday. Anymore. I lose track of the days of the week very, very quickly lately.
Work is just blending into everything.
Cool. Yeah, and it's like the race to the finish line. I was all excited that I would have a little downtime to, I don't know. The one thing I'm really behind on is I haven't even started my montage. I was hoping to just like hibernate all of next week and maybe get it done, but I think at this point I'm gonna have to give myself a January deadline.
I mean, that's
too much.
Fine. I don't know. I'm always in the camp of like when I do my personal top 10, like I did my horror I can do on the moment, like because I am keeping up with that throughout the year, but like for my personal top 10 of like all movies, like I usually do that in like January because it does take me just like a little while longer to catch up on everything. So like I don't know.
I get that. For that thing though, I did set a hard deadline. Like my plan is by end of day Monday to post my top 10.
Yeah.
That I will do. But like that fucking montage takes hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. That's gonna
I ain't doing it.
Be a bit delayed this year. I know. It's like a me thing. Like I'm happy other people enjoy it, but it's almost like a particular box I need to tick in order for the year to feel complete, in order for me to also feel like I've like fully celebrated cinema of a year. And I like looking back on them too. That's why I don't want to miss a year either. Like I do every once in a while catch myself watching an old one.
No, that's fair. It's the way that you like kind of, it's a memorial, but it's also like a way that you can remember things and be like, oh, all right, that movie this year, that movie that year.
I also love the process of picking songs for it because I usually add to like my, whatever my current playlist is that way too. And I find tracks of scores that I go on to listen to over and over again throughout the next year.
That's fair.
Yeah. We got a lot to get to today. Sadly, not this.
No,
I don't think either of us saw SpongeBob.
No, that was not on the docket.
No. SpongeBob's next week, Christmas. Something like, I think it's Christmas.
It's either this week or next week.
Or actually, I lie. It's probably out now because I think my niece and nephew are going to see it on Monday.
Yeah, I feel like it was a this week thing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
We're going to cover Avatar, Housemaid, Anaconda, and Is This Thing On? I believe I hit all the titles. What do you want to start with?
Yeah, it's up to you. Throw a dart at the board.
Okay. I'm gonna be nice to everybody out there who always bitches about us saving this for too late in the show. True. So this will be.
I did this first. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, this will be our non-spoiler review of Avatar: Fire and Ash. We will do a little spoiler talk towards the end, but right now you're pretty safe. We both did reactions on one of the last episodes.
We did, yeah. Because when the social reactions came out, we could do briefer.
And you didn't watch it again, right?
No.
Damn. I wanted to watch it again before we had this conversation, but there weren't really any screening opportunities that came up again, which kind of surprised me.
No, there weren't.
Yeah.
I think they know it.
What do you think?
I think there's going to be a huge drop off in week 2, and I think that the next two movies are a big gamble at this point. I like, as in they might not happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to fight you on that. Let's see what the box office is looking like. Avatar box office, James Cameron's epic firing up 85 to 95 million US bow, crosses 100 million globally, but let's see the comparisons.
Yeah.
Where is The Way of Water info? Avatar: The Way of Water, pretty big difference here. Open to 134 in 2022. So that's a significant amount. But as this THR article does point out, the big difference between the two is that last one, there was a very, very long wait from Avatar 1 to Avatar 2. So that kind of makes that big boost there inevitable. Whereas, the want might not be as strong for that particular reason this time around.
And once it gets out that this is basically the last movie all over again.
This is actually an interesting detail that feeds into what you just mentioned about legs, because ultimately that's what's going to matter most here. Like, you, of course, I don't want to take away from the importance of a big opening weekend, but with a movie like this that needs to hit like such a high number at the box office, if you don't have the staying power, it's not going to work. This article points out that Avatar: The Way of Water had 9 full days of play before the Christmas actual holiday. That's how they phrased it. While Fire and Ash has 6 days, with the big theory being that some audiences will wait to see the movie until preparations are done and presents are unwrapped.
I mean, fair and valid. Like, that's
interesting. As I started to read that sentence, I was interpreting it the opposite way, but then they wind up implying that it's going to have a better hold because more people are just going to wait and see it.
If you're a super fan, you're not gonna hold off on this. And I mean, the way that people are ravenous, like the super fans of Avatar are where they make their money, the people who see it 3-4 times over, and like that rabid fan base. So like, they're not gonna hold off. But I don't like what's 6 days and 9 days? To me, I don't think that's that big of a difference to be like, oh, it's so close to the holidays, we can't do it this time. Like, it's 3 days.
I don't really see that making much of a difference. Also, listen, we're talking about this movie making less than the last one. It's still going to make a ton of money, and there is no taking away from the fact that James Avatar.
Just call him James Avatar.
James Avatar revolutionized. James Cameron revolutionized filmmaking with these movies. He's also. I think a lot of the technology that they developed making these movies has definitely trickled out to other films and changed the game in terms of like performance capture and things like that, without a doubt. I don't think there's any denying that.
I can't think of any movies that really look like Avatar at this point because of how expensive and long they are to make.
I can't think of any movies that look precisely like Avatar, but that doesn't mean certain technologies that were used for those films can at least be like chopped up and applied to certain aspects of other films.
If it is being used like that, then I will agree. But like, I I
It's
view
not
it
a
as
one
like
for one. That like this revolutionized visual effects.
until I start seeing more things like this, I don't know. Like, yeah, no, like he's created
It
technology, he's patented stuff. I'm aware of that, but like again, they're for his movies at this point. And like I'll research this after. I'll see how much they're using him on
okay.
other stuff. But like I like that's one of my things. I hesitate to say he revolutionized anything because
I
it's
mean,
just for Avatar.
it's also like it well, first of all, it's that comment isn't meant to be a one for one. I don't need to see another
No, I
movie that
know.
looks exactly like Avatar to be like, "Yes, he did change cinema forever," but I do think that literally anything any movie out there accomplishes that's something new and inspires someone else is something that revolutionizes the industry, and I do think this happens to be a very large scale version of that.
I am curious because like the real proprietary stuff, like the underwater mocap that he established for the Way of Water, like yeah, it's fucking gorgeous. But like I want to know if other people are using it. Like that's my curiosity. Because again, like I go elsewhere and you see other movies, and I'm kind of like, okay, it doesn't seem like anyone's really adopted the stuff that he's doing. Once again, because it's big, it's expensive and stuff. Like again, I'm not fighting you on this. It's just a curiosity and like my mindset when I talk about something revolutionizing. Like weird example, but like James Wan revolutionized like the horror genre when he came out with The Conjuring because everyone shifted to be like, oh, this is what's working. We have to do this. Where when Avatar came out, there were 10 years in between and no one else tried to do an Avatar. Like James Cameron cornered the market on Avatar, but like
What is an avatar though? Like
a completely visual spectacle, full bore visuals you've never seen before.
um I mean, again, I think it's literally impossible to talk about this using a one for one example. Like this is so similar to Avatar in a sense, but I do think you could look at something like I definitely think it revolutionized how we create and also our understanding of and how this industry values performance capture in film. I mean, look at what they accomplished on the heels of Avatar with the Apes movies. I mean,
Fair.
I can't 100% guarantee that like if Avatar never existed, we never would have gotten everything through Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But there's no denying that when someone does something first, it inspires others to follow in their footsteps. And no one is created an exact, to Pandora, but in their own way. But people have been inspired by the way he creates digital worlds and also uses performance capture to tell stories.
Fair. Again, conversational. I as I'm thinking about it, I like hearing how like that goes because like I had the opposite in my head, but like it's valid, yeah. Like, and now I am like I'm curious after this to go research how much of his technology is being like used elsewhere and stuff. Because again, the underwater stuff should be used everywhere. That shit's crazy. That like the underwater mocap that he developed and stuff like that.
Hmm. So we didn't actually review the movie. Was there anything else we had to talk about with box office? Did I finish that article? Oh, I
Yeah.
think I kind of wanted to see where the projections
Oh.
had it landing. I don't know. I'm not going to find it in this article quickly enough. Briefly, what did you think of the movie?
When we talk, okay, so here's the thing. When we talked about our first reactions,
Yeah,
sorry, Rogers is walking by and it's hardwood.
we're here for the tippy taps. It's
Like
okay.
a three depths. No, sorry. When I talked about it for our quick reactions, when it was just social and I'd just seen it, I really do mean what I say when like it feels too much like The Way of Water. But I was still able to be like, oh, the visual spectacle and stuff like that because it is like I don't want to get away from that. Like James Cameron did something that no one else is doing. It looks fucking gorgeous for a lot of the time. I won't say all the time because sometimes it does look like fucking cheap video game shit, like especially when it goes like first person.
Oh,
It feels too uncanny and it feels too visual, but cool and all that. But then I wrote my review, and like the more I wrote about it, I this is the movie where I lost my patience for Avatar. Like this is actually the movie where it's the third time where it's all visual spectacle. It's the third time where like his dialogue isn't good. Like he's not good at writing dialogue, and it's corny as shit in a way that like doesn't go along with like wholesome and family values. It's corny in a way that I laugh at, and that's bad because the performances are trying their best, but when it lands like that, like and especially in the Avatar form, that stuff doesn't work for me. And really, that Way of Water stuff bothered the hell out of me. Like this just feels like Way of Water to
oh,
like if Avatar 2 is the way of water, this feels like Avatar 2.5. It does not feel like an evolution in a way that actually benefits 3.5 hours. It's too fucking long for retreading the same waters. Like, it's so much of the same. And when you're talking about something like you said, revolutionary or that big and that expansive, and the way of water blew up, like the way that blew Avatar up and went into such like new grounds, this was nothing but a disappointment for me. I was bored halfway through, and the visuals weren't enough for me to go, oh, the spectacle's good enough though. Like, this is fucking hollow as shit. I love the themes it's trying to talk about, ecological stuff and family values, but I don't know. James Cameron ran out of things to say 2 movies ago, and we're now 3 movies in.
I'm not gonna run around being like, this story is gold. It's the greatest thing ever. But I do find it funny to think about, finding how to express the fact. Like, first of all, the story worked well enough for me. I'll just repeat what I said on the last episode, because I do think this is valid. I think every single character in this movie is going through a coming of age journey. And I think that when you go through experiences like that, sometimes you need to have similar situations to grow incrementally. And that's what I saw for these characters in this movie. I basically saw them learn particular lessons in Way of Water, apply the lessons they learned to situations in Fire and Ash, and then grow even further from them. So I don't seem, and like, I'm not taking away from that argument, Matt, because you're not the only one making it. So I do understand why some people are like, I've seen all that before. But personally, I kind of appreciated the character growth that comes from that, and I thought it did make sense. However, I also can't say the story is especially like mind-blowing or innovative. And I have a hard time even saying that, because I think what I'm referring to. But then on the other hand, like, dude created a whole ass world with all these different tribes and all this technology and like a whale colony that has trials and all
But
that.
how much
Like,
do you remember of it when the movie's over? I mean,
I remember I remember a staggering amount from this movie.
okay, good. That's good, because when I was
Like,
watching this movie, like, he's saying tribe names like they're things that are like ingrained in pop culture, and I'm just like, I don't, I don't.
the Ash tribe.
Well, sorry, the real names of it. Yes, I know the Ash tribe. I know that stuff, but like,
I don't know. Pycon and the Tolkien. I remember. I don't know. I remember it. But anyway, like, the point being, I do find it to be a fascinating conversation to have, and like, even just personal thing for me to try to express when I want to explain that, certain aspects of the narrative feel very basic and surface level, but on the other hand, he's created this whole original world that never existed before, that has all this like cool technology and, all these different qualities about way of life on Pandora that I find to be pretty exceptional.
yeah, and again, I don't want to argue that the visuals aren't good. I mean, the visuals are stunning at a lot of points. But I'm trying to think of like specifically. I mean,
Well,
like that
for what
third
it's
act.
worth, I agree with the specific point you made. I think the visuals in this film are staggeringly impressive. I really can't think of many movies that are on the same level of Avatar in terms of building a world and quickly enveloping me in it and making everything feel so incredibly real. But one of the things that bother me is the first person perspective, because it does remind me of like, the first person perspective in a video game, and that often when I see that in films takes me out.
Yeah,
I can't remember what movie I had watched recently, but it was a movie that had great visuals, and then it did kind of that trick, so to speak, and I remember it immediately taking me out of it. I wish I could recall the name right now.
I'm trying to remember, but like, yeah. So it feels like somebody said this in the comments, and it feels like a theme park derogatory. Like, it feels like I'm on the Avatar ride and not watching a movie. And like, listen, when I'm on the ride, sure, give me something. I'm not looking for story. I'm riding the glider, and I want to feel like I'm in Pandora going through the universe, because yes, James Cameron built an entire universe. He did something that so many people did not do. Like, there's a reason that Disney immediately was like, oh, we need that in our theme park. It's stunning. All that stuff is walking around Pandora in real life is crazy shit. But when the movie doesn't have the same impact as the things around it, like when I was walking through Pandora at Disney, I wasn't thinking about the movie at all. I was thinking about how cool it was to be there. And it was almost like James Cameron invented this universe that is just better suited for like theme parks and like thrill rides that you don't have to think about than it is a movie that is now almost 9 hours long. And like, think of a television show. Imagine if this is a TV show and it was chopped up into episodes. It would be fucking eviscerated for how shallow it is. Like, if you made someone sit through all these in an episodic format, going through it all, it is so fucking just no,
I'm not ready.
no.
No, I'm not ready to go that far.
I-
I truly like, I don't find, I would not use the word shallow to describe this movie, nor would I use that word to describe all three. I actually think it's very much not that. I just think that there's certain situations that the characters find themselves in where when that particular sequence is over, I'm like, you could have dug a little deeper. I feel like I've seen something like that before, but I also still think it works well enough in the narrative that they constructed.
Yeah, it's just that the divide here is going to be the people who are just swept up in the visuals, and that's not a negative.
Yeah, I actually like, I'm kind of latching on to the difference between these two words too, because yeah, I wouldn't go shallow, but I do think the way that they address certain situations might be more like simply addressed, where there's like unmined complexity in them, where I can almost like taste it, but not fully, if you know what I mean.
So when I say so, here's an example of me meaning shallow.
Yeah.
Every time, so visually stunning universe, we've established that we don't have to do that anymore because fuck yeah. But anytime Cameron wants to get into the technology of what's going on and the technology that you're seeing, someone, a researcher, a scientist, or someone starts to say what they're doing is immediately cut off by another character who says, we don't care about that. And they just have to say, oh, okay, well, we did the magic and don't worry about it. Like, that happens multiple times in this movie alone. And that's what I mean by shallow. And I get,
Do you mean on the human aspect side of the story?
I mean, on all aspects of it.
Because like,
how'd you say
when I think about that, when it happens in the human area of the Avatar films, like that does kind of feel like the point. And it's almost like a Jurassic Park like problem where, maybe even someone in that film would say like, we have figured out the science, we've harnessed this power, let's just use it versus trying to understand it. Like, I think that's actually necessary to that company and how it functions in these movies.
I get it, but when you play that trick over and over again, it's kind of frustrating. I'm not arguing that's the point of it. Yes, we must show man's follies and we must show that how stupid we are in our egos. But when you do it over and over again, once again, in a 9-hour production at this point, again, you have to find something new to do there. You have to find ways to push this forward. And again, I think that's where I think shallow, because we have been going over the same story now for a little while. And I think him filming these back to back, and I understand this is right on the heels of, like, these movies are connected. The Way of Water and Fire and Ash are connected. It's impossible to get away from it. But it's not even that I'm frustrated that it feels the same in a continuation. I'm frustrated and it feels the same. And if we're doing spoilers later, I'll say why specifically. But that third act to me is almost inexcusable.
Okay. We'll have to save that for spoilers, but I am eager to hear more.
Similarity reasons.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get into that. I guess we could score it now, just so people who haven't seen the movie can at least hear that. I'll just go first and say I would give this movie a 4 out of 5. Again, I'll borrow those words that were given before. I definitely don't find the story shallow, but maybe I find it a little too simple at moments. In moments, I wish it dug into a little more complexity, although I do feel like there is maybe different kinds of complexity being explored in this movie that were not mined in Way of Water, and I found that pretty refreshing. But ultimately, James Cameron has built a world and a group of characters and a culture that I'm absolutely fascinated by. And I really enjoy the fact that these movies feel like a ride. Like, I sit down and I put these glasses on and the movie starts and I just like totally lose myself in that world. And really, I don't think there's many movies out there that do it quite as successfully as Avatar in some respects. So I really enjoyed this, and I'm very eager to see it again. If there was a second screening opportunity after that one day and that one day alone, I would have gone again in a heartbeat, but I have not had the chance just yet, but I will.
Yeah, I ended on a 2.5. It's
Okay.
a 2.5 star movie because to me, it's you're there for the visuals and that's fine, but 3.5 a 4 hour theater experience of that, especially feeling as redundant in parts after The Way of Water, that's just it's just what it is for me. So like I tried to be on the ride. I was there. I was able to get through it, but like it's just not conceptualized well enough at this point for me to be positive on it anymore. So this
Mm.
like
Oh,
I
it's
am
a
a fan.
negative review.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah,
Yeah.
2.5 out of 5 for me is a negative. It goes to 5 out of 10 territory.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I like again, I've liked the other two. This is not coming from someone who has hated the other Avatar movies. Like I am positive on both of them. I think Way of Water is honestly my favorite. And
Mm,
I didn't get what I needed in advancement, let's say.
okay. Okay. I get it. I respect it. We'll come back to this when we do spoilers. I chose that review, so you pick the next.
You do that. I didn't see The Housemaid, so
Okay.
go into The Housemaid. I have to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
grab
yeah.
my charger because
Sure.
I didn't realize where my battery was.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making a little graphic for you. There we go. It's going to be non-spoilers. I'm a little far removed from my screening of the film, so I hope I get all the details right here. But just in case you don't know what The Housemaid is, this is the movie that stars Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney plays a character who is in need of a job, and that job comes from Amanda Seyfried's character. She kind of lives in, like a mini mansion, and she's looking for a housemaid. So she hires Sydney Sweeney's character, and it seems like the dream opportunity. Like she seems like the best employer ever. And then all of a sudden things change, and Amanda Seyfried's character gets a little manic. And from the perspective of someone who likes swing for the fences storytelling and also thinks Amanda Seyfried has more range than the large majority of actors out there, watching her play in this movie delighted me to no end. I just love watching her have fun. And I don't know, like the movie does tiptoe into darker territory, but it looks like she's having fun flexing her muscles, and she's quite good at flexing those acting muscles. So her performance was definitely the standout to me. I don't want to go too far into the narrative because it's very easy to spoil this one, but I also will say that Brandon Sklenar is in the movie, and he had just done Drop, which is where we talked about him a lot, and I think he is I think he is a very talented actor, but I wanted to see more of his range, and I'm not going to go into detail, but I think this movie did show that off for me in a way that I really enjoyed. So he was quite good, and I thought Sydney Sweeney did exactly what she needed to do as somewhat of the anchor of the situation. So I thought the three of them did a great job. The movie is absolutely wild. It is just like bonkers to the max. And why I think it works is because I think that cast and also Paul Feig, who directed it, everybody involved just knew the exact kind of movie they made. So it really works. You could really just take it to the max and kind of not tip over the edge because they all had a handle on what they were doing. And it's a great communal viewing experience. I come from the perspective of someone who did not read the book, so I didn't know the twists and turns in the movie, and I don't think a lot of my theater had read the book either, because every single time something absolutely wild happens, the reaction in that theater was loud. And I just love going to the movies. I love sitting with people and enjoying things like that. So the fact that, I got to have one more of those experiences before the year closed out made me very, very happy. So I thought it was a great time, and I highly recommend it. Hi, Matt.
I'm bummed I didn't see it. I don't know
You
what
would
I
I think you would like it.
yeah, no. I like weirdly enough I didn't get an invite or anything for it, so it was too late when I finally had a
Huh,
chance. So like
okay.
yeah, no, it's Paul Feig doing fucking weird Paul Feig stuff, which again, after like I don't want to call this fucking the Blake Lively and
Oh,
Anna Kendrick stuff. A Simple
I
Favor.
will
Like,
forever say that movie's name wrong the first time. I will always I
yeah,
think I think I always call it well, now I can't think of what the right title or the wrong title is. A
A
Simple
Simple Favor.
Favor? I keep calling it A Simple Plan because that is also,
Yeah, yeah. It
I mean,
sounds
it's also a movie. It's a movie that I've seen quite a few times, so,
also a band that rules still.
uh,
But no, I'm ready to see it. I'm very excited. It's crazy. Amanda Seyfried, like stuff like that. I just need to go there. So
yeah,
I haven't seen it yet. I
I
cannot
think you
add.
would like it. I'll just do a quick plug too because I had Amanda Seyfried on Collider Ladies Night for this movie, so it was it's a lot of fun talking about The Housemaid, but I think what made me even more delighted to have her on Collider Ladies Night right now is because she has this movie and she also has the rollout of The
Yeah,
Testament of Anne Lee beginning next week, beginning over the holidays, I believe. I mean, talk about wildly different stories where like she's going big, but in two completely different ways.
yeah.
She can she can do anything. I think she can do anything. Did you see Testament of Anne Lee?
No, so everything
Oh,
that's coming out next week, I'm gonna prioritize. So by next time, I'll have seen all the Christmas releases.
highly recommend that
Yeah.
one. I am
No.
really hoping that I can't say hold strong anymore because I think it has fallen off the radar in a lot of categories at the Oscars, but please do not let Amanda Seyfried fall out of the Best Actress category. She is like truly like one of the most breathtaking performances I've seen all year.
Hell yeah.
So you picked The Housemaid, so now I will return the favor and say do Anaconda next. Because I'm really curious to hear what you think about this movie.
I mean, reviews are embargoed till next week. Like socials are.
Wait, so let me change the word before I post
Oh,
it,
sorry.
because at
Yeah.
least then you can react. I
Yeah.
wanna
No, no.
know.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, listen. I can react
I didn't
social. Like,
realize. My apologies.
yeah. No, you're fine. The socials are up, so I can only give surface level what I've said already. Um, it's stinky. It's
Aw.
without getting too deep into it. It's kind of everything I feared this movie would be, and it sucks because Gormikian like just did Unbearable Weight and was able to do a lot of meta humor in there with the Nick Cage of it all and having Nick Cage star in it and yada yada yada. So, the right person was involved to take an Anaconda concept and turn it into what it is and what it's presented as bumbling idiots going into the jungle to make Anaconda. But the comedy doesn't really work. The horror doesn't work.
No.
It's really not horror. I should also say that like Sony is very anti calling this horror because I think they know who this is for at this point. So yeah, it's a failure. It sucks. The cast we all love that all the everything like I get it, but it doesn't do anything that it's setting out to well.
Damn.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say.
I haven't seen the movie, but at the very least, I'll just tell all of you. When I first heard they were making this movie, I was so excited. I grew up watching Anaconda probably too much. I thought there was great potential to kind of harness the power of the nostalgia that we have for the original, but also, maybe ramping things up with a lot of modern technology and things we're able to do nowadays. And then when I heard what the plan was for the film, I'm like, oh, like this doesn't interest me anymore, and admittedly it kind of like fell off my radar, but I was still curious to see what the reactions were. But really what Matt said is kind of what I was expecting. I don't ever want to judge ahead, but that is what I was fearing.
They also I don't want to call this out, but they've already released the clip. They know how bad this is and how badly they want to get people into theaters because they've ruined one of the biggest surprises. Like it's in the chat already, but like it's public knowledge. It's not something that was spoiled. Like it's
Yeah.
Sony released the clip, and that was one of the moments that I was like, oh wow, okay, they finally got something right. Yeah. So anyway, that's
Bummer.
it. Yeah, my full review will be next week.
Bummer. All right, here's one we can both review again. Not in lowercase. That will not look good. Hang on. Oh, and I can change this back to review.
Mhm.
Boop. Oh, I never put it up. There it goes. I saw this movie 2 months ago, so I am going to, at the very least, read its IMDb synopsis for everybody.
Yeah.
So directed by Bradley Cooper, Is This Thing On? Is about a marriage that unravels. Alex faces middle age and divorce, seeking new purpose in the New York comedy scene. Meanwhile, his wife Tess confronts sacrifices made for their family, forcing them to navigate co-parenting and identities. And just so you know, Will Arnett plays Alex, and Laura Dern plays Tess. Do you want to go first, or you want me to?
I can go first. I liked
Okay.
it. It's nice. It's a smaller scale Bradley Cooper movie after going big, for two here. And I like that. I like that it feels a little more indie spirited. I like that it feels a little more loosey goosey. And I say messy complimentary because that goes hand in hand with the material.
Hmm.
And we also so often in Hollywood get what like linear takes on romance and marriages and stuff like that. And it's either it's going great or it's going terrible. There's no in between. And I feel like Is This Thing On finds that in between for these characters, and it's just a refreshingly like kind of fucked up, but also real and human and also honest take on like there's one line in the movie that like sticks with me the most, and I believe it is I wasn't happy with our marriage. I was unhappy, or sorry, I wasn't
I know.
unhappy with our marriage. I was unhappy in our marriage. And like that's such a good fucking line
Yeah.
because it toes the line of like you can be in something good but still be unhappy personally, and if you are unhappy personally, that is going to sour everything else. So I for all those reasons, like, is it his best movie? No. I think in the end of the day, like, is it going to be remembered in his top 3 if he keeps making movies at this clip? I maybe not,
Hmm.
but for what we got, and especially for Dern and Arnett just going like full force into the drama of their scenario, but also like it kind of feels like, like when something is super dramatic for me, I turn to comedy, and like it kind of really hits that like human reaction of everything's terrible. Like I have to make a joke out of it. It's good. Yeah.
I adored this movie. I
Yeah.
kind of I kind of wish it was in the award space a little more. I guess it's, sometimes what happens with packaging, because given Bradley Cooper's last 2 movies, anytime he's directing something, I think the early expectations are always going to be that the movie is going to be in that conversation, and this one feels like it kind of fell to the wayside, which I think is unfortunate, because I actually do really think that Will Arnett in particular deserves to be more in the best actor conversation than he is.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like, I found both of their performances like this, but especially as his, like it's just such soulful work. It's like no matter what he's doing or what he's saying, I feel like I could see everything in his eyes, if that makes sense. Like I could feel like the depth and the wheels turning at every given moment. And given, what he winds up doing with stand-up comedy and, fighting the nerves to jump into that and then learning while he explores it more and more and then worrying about how other people are going to judge him for doing that. Like that kind of access to a character is of the utmost importance. And it's not easy to give an audience that. I really loved it. And another thing I love about it too for Bradley Cooper is look at the movies he's directed.
Mhm.
You want proof that he can also do anything and he has great range? Completely different scenarios, a variety of different scales. I mean, he is a naturally gifted director, and I continue to be more and more impressed by him every day.
Yeah. Like while I think the other 2 movies are a little more well received, I kind of like his direction here the most because he doesn't feel hampered by the awards conversation. And him playing balls like like fucking like he is also very funny in this movie. He lets himself
I
be the
enjoyed him.
background, like he lets himself be the background character actor who is there just to like get a laugh and keep Will Arnett's character moving forward. So I like that he put himself in the background doing that. But yeah, no, I think it's like the film's blessing and curse is its more stripped down nature, because there are points with the stand-up comedy of it all that seem like he just kind of waltzes on stage and gets right to it. I know it's for the movie and we have to kind of like go at that pace, but I feel like the stand-up comedy stuff wasn't the best element of the film.
Oh. Oh, I didn't feel that way. Huh. I don't
Like
know.
it was good. It still made me laugh. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it did what it had to. I got everything across from there. But like I don't know. It was just like guy goes to open mic, finds his passion, and just everything goes his way in a way.
Mm,
So like worked for the framework of the movie, and because all the bad stuff was happening in the relationship,
mhm.
so like worked there. But I think it still was a little bit of a soft kind of like softer part of the film.
Okay, okay. Do you have a score for this one?
Yeah, I'm a solid 3.5. I'm a 3.5 out of
Uh,
5.
I'm gonna go 4 or 5. Um, yeah, I think I needed a movie like this when I saw it. I'm actually eager to watch it again. I'm back in the zone of watching things over and over because as I said, I am gonna finalize and probably publish my top 10 on Monday. So
Yeah.
I've rewatched a lot lately, and it's interesting to see how things are shifting. So I don't know. I think my folks would really like this. So maybe
Oh, it's
maybe
also an easy
something.
watch too. It's what,
Yeah.
all of an hour 40. Like it knows what it is. It gets in and out. And I think like for your montage, like that, I know you do a lot of music and stuff, but
Yes, I do.
the final conversation though they have like is
Mm,
not long, and like someone like it just lands so well. Like that is such a good moment of two people like trying to figure out their lives, and the way they do is nice.
yeah.
It's just nice.
I'll take this down for this point. But you know what I rewatched last night? I told you I'm on an IFC kick right now with Mom and M's. We watched The Ugly Stepsister the other night, and last night we watched The Plague.
I'm finally gonna watch The Plague this week because it's
You
coming out.
still haven't watched it?
Yeah, it's for an
Ooh,
assign like, I have to prioritize my assignments. So, my
I
assignments throughout the week
guess.
dictate what I watch, so I get
It's
to review it.
it's just genre though, and because you've made all your lists, I would have thought that would have been a
It
higher
was not sold
priority.
to me as genre until you told me, like, a week ago.
No,
Like, legitimately, it was not sold to me as a genre.
I love that movie so much. Like, I think it's probably gonna be a major contender for my top 10 after watching it again last night.
I'm
There
excited.
is also a song in that movie that I'm pretty sure is gonna wind up in the montage. I gotta, like, feel it out, but I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
We got some soupies.
Yep, hit him.
Wiley's
Hit him.
first. Happy holidays. Every Christmas Day, my family goes to see a movie on Christmas Day. We are seeing Marty Supreme Christmas Eve and Song Sung Blue Christmas Day. Do you guys do the same? Thank you. Um, not every, I feel like every Christmas, whether it's in the theater or at home, we do watch a movie though.
It has become, for me, I tried with Krampus, like, a few years,
Eh,
we watched Krampus here, but now that Critics' Choice voting, we have
yeah.
privilege of an app that has basically every movie that is going for an award this year. So Christmas Day, of course, why would fire the app up, nothing to do, and like do a little watching.
Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do too.
Yeah,
I still got I can't believe how much I've watched, but how much more I have to watch. This is a great pairing though. I love Marty Supreme. I also quite
yeah.
liked Song Sung Blue also. It does like that's another one where it feels like, early talk. Everyone's like, watch out for that one in award season, like particularly Kate Hudson. And I think she's excellent in the movie, but just in terms of her chances based on award season chatter and current vibes, it does feel like that one's kind of being pushed out of the conversation, but it's still a great watch, and I think you're gonna dig it, Wiley.
Hell yeah.
Look at Billy.
What up,
Kind Billy. Happy Christmaka, Matt and
Chris?
Perry. Yeah. Hope you both are enjoying your holidays. I'm very much enjoying Hanukkah right now. Um, I'm very certain gifts have been exchanged throughout my family. The one we're all holding on to because me, my mom, and my sister chipped in for it is giving my dad his gift. I'm really excited
Mm,
about it. We're gonna give it to him on Monday night when we can like get everybody together. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's the one that I'm most looking forward to.
I'm I'm doing it. I'm here. So
I'm
holidays
also excited to give you and Amelia your Christmas gifts.
when you get back. Yeah, you get back
I'm
from
coming New Year's.
right. That's what I was saying. It was, but like it's like
High
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
priority.
It's right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, yeah.
It's a holiday gift.
It
Holiday
is. No,
gift.
no, no.
Oh, it's time. It's time. I'm not doing well again.
Yo, I this
It's
year
insane.
I had 5 fantasy teams. At one point, I was 5-0, 5-0, 4-1, 4-1, 5-0. And I ended up making 3 playoffs, so 2 of my teams fell the fuck off. And then I am, as of now, in 1 playoff, and it's just your league. So my teams came out the gate so hot. I legit thought it could have been a 5.
You didn't move forward in the Critics League?
Nope, lost to Robert.
I did not realize that until just now.
My teams just started tanking. Every player that was getting me there, like, they just tapered off towards the end of the year, and like, so I got to the playoffs, but then I got there with like a 75% strength team, and it just, you got to finish. You got to finish strong. That's
yeah. I was like hovering in the middle the entire time. I lost a lot of my like biggest picks early on in the season. So like, I'll pat myself on the back for playing the waiver wire well and at least making the playoffs in both. But I think at this point I'm done. Like, we already talked about how I literally lost in a whole league just because of Kyle Pitts. Which
I'll
still laugh about that.
Oof, the thing.
I did.
It came alive and for the first round of playoffs for the first time in his career.
I feel like some people saw this because I posted it on Instagram. The most wild thing happened in our Critics League. Did you see that?
Oh, a tie. A legit tie. Yeah.
Fucking tie. And the only reason that I was granted the win was, but like, I mean, a tie to that extent.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
no. To the
wild. And because I'm the higher seed, I wound up advancing.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have a chance of winning in that league. Because like now I'm playing the number 1 seed. And he had Walker from the Seahawks and also Smith and Ajigba, and both of them had big games. So it's like, I mean, like, I guess anything can happen. If I have a couple players go off, I'm right back into it. But he's off to a pretty good start, so I might be screwed there. And then in our and then I fucking Smith Najigba again. I'm playing Steven here, and he also had Barner. And then of course I have the number 1 kicker. I have Myers, and he chooses this week to get 2 fucking points. Dude had like double digits for me in almost every single game the whole season, and this one game he puts up 2 points.
I should still be in another playoff bracket, but I played myself out of it because it was the simple choice of my flex, and my team was in shambles. And I had a choice between Troy Franklin and Trey Tucker. And Trey Tucker's the number 1 in Vegas. Like, and they're a shit team, but he's still the number 1. Troy Franklin has been a struggling number 3. And I was like, fuck it. Someone's got to get the ball. Trey Tucker put up a goose egg, 0 points. And Troy Franklin went off for 17 points, and I lost by 9. So I fucked up.
The other week, I sat Waller in one of my leagues, and I think he had 2 touchdowns or something. There was another point where I benched Pollard or someone, and that was the one and only game he goes off.
It's the curse.
Anybody on my bench, you should probably play them because they will do well.
But anyway, so last playoffs, I got Spooky Joe. So
okay. Well, Joe took me down.
I know. I am.
Is he playing Kyle Pitts? Watch out for Kyle Pitts.
We're neck and neck. He is playing Kyle Pitts. Yeah.
Fucking. I still can't believe that.
Continue.
We got one more super chat. Happy holidays. Love you guys. Right back at you. Always appreciate you showing up in the super chats. I think I got them all. Yep. Do you want to pick out any chats to hit before we put up the spoiler warning for Avatar?
No, we can let's go right to the spoilies.
You got it. While I do this, actually, is there anything you want to promote before we lose people who have not seen Avatar?
Same as always, you got me at Donatobomb, DONATOBOMB, and that is mostly Blue Sky, Letterboxd, and Instagram. Blue Sky for my work, Letterboxd obviously for all the movies I'm watching, and then Instagram for like just me. I keep it more personal. I don't do a lot of work on Instagram. I just kind of have some fun. But yeah, I just wrote some stuff last week about Black Christmas for Inverse, and I also have an essay coming up in the new new Arrow video released at Cheap Thrills, which I fucking love that
movie.
Yeah, so I was able to contribute to that. And yeah, podcast, Certified Forgotten. Follow us if you want to hear about horror movies with 10 or less critic reviews that we like to champion.
I will re-promote the Amanda Seyfried Ladies Night. Please go on over to the Collider Ladies Night YouTube channel and watch it and like it, share, comment, all that stuff always helps. And I will also tease, because this one is not only in the can, but edited and ready for publishing, that when the season finale of The Mighty Nine is available, I will have an episode with Laura Bailey for you, which I think I said this a little bit last time. It's just she comes from such a different space and she operates in a different space that I'm used to talking about. So there was a lot of learning to be done on my end, and it was cool. I loved
Like, that's
it.
fun. I was gonna say that's fun. Like that's the best kind of conversation
Oh my
where
God.
you're engaged in the sense of like, oh, I'm learning. This is we got one more super chat if you want
I
to hit it.
saw it.
I honestly I think it's Doomsday.
So do I.
Yeah, Doomsday.
Yeah, I mean, there's always like factors along the way, like how marketing material is received, and also, like if for whatever reason reviews are terrible, that could, not that I'm expecting it to be that way, but I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen, an Avengers level team up movie from Marvel, and I think there's a real hunger for it.
Yeah, I'm still going on the I think Avatar 3 drops off. Like continuing. I don't think that article you read, I see the reverse of it.
One of the things that's still giving me hope with Avatar having legs is the fact that it's got an A cinema score. And that usually does signal repeat watches and good word of mouth that could pull even more people into the theaters going forward. So I'm still picking Doomsday for this question, but I'm not ready to write off Avatar's long leg chances yet.
Yeah, I'm not ready to write off. You're correct. It's Avatar still. It's fucking printing money. Like,
isn't this a thing too? What is it doing? It's Dune, and I think something else also scheduled. I don't know. This is only coming to mind because I very briefly scrolled past it recently, but I think this is the thing.
Doomsday.
Honestly, I kind of like what Barbenheimer started. I do. Obviously, you don't want too much like head-to-head competition, especially when you need to make a significant amount of money for, the large price tag maybe you had to cover while making your movie. But I also think it is a very, like, the all ships rise thing is a very real scenario, and I do think two big movies could actually feed off of each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think one's gonna move.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do think one's gonna move.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we are going into spoilers. If you have not seen Avatar: Fire and Ash, goodbye. We will see you next week with another Merri Hour. And for everybody who remains, Matt, did you want to start with your third act points?
Yeah. Oh my God. It feels copy and fucking paste. So much of the action feels like we're just at water. I understand this is a continuation of the last story, but to choose to do the exact same third act again is so detrimental. Like there were parts of this movie that I just felt were exactly like The Way of Water, and I understand that you want to tell this. I wanted to see an evolving story where the RCA goes to hunt the whales again. They go once again to prove how stupid they are. They are once again combated. There are moments where the Sully family is fighting Quaritch and Una's character now, because she is the addition here, and I love her as the addition. I think that is a shining spot in this movie. But there are points that look they're on the same fucking boat. Like they are doing the same exact shit over again. And when it is so digital and virtual, it just felt like you repurposed the same graphics and visuals again to do your climactic third act. So like, yeah, no, that really bothered me.
Yeah, I'm going to be very understanding of that, but kind of lean on the comment I made before. And, I don't know. I think Will might mean this as a negative. Apologies if I'm putting words in your mouth, Will.
Yeah,
but
exactly. More ships, more whales. Cool.
Well, but that felt like the necessary thing to me, is that as this battle intensifies, the only way that they're going to be able to fight is if more groups on Pandora come together and fight the invaders together. Like, it was such an important plot point in this movie that more joined Pyakon in this fight. That was one thing that felt like they really earned that moment to me too. Like, given the fact that they so well established the culture of those whales, and they're how they don't want to fight and get their hands dirty, their fins dirty, whatever, in this situation.
Don't get their fins dirty.
But seeing that group basically say, like, enough is a fucking enough with this, like, we have to kind of stand our ground alongside others, that I thought was pretty well earned.
I get it, but that would have been great for one movie. That all could have been
It
wrapped
was
up.
one movie, though. It was just Piacon in the last movie. That's the point.
No, I know, but then the other whales coming to help. Like, again, we're talking about 3.5 hours and 3 hours and 15 minutes. So almost 7 hours worth of content to get here. And that, again, like, that is a sticking point for me. The length of these movies absolutely feels detrimentally padded between Avatar Way of Water and Avatar Fire and Ash. Again, to the point where somebody said this before, like, is the Fire and Ash even misleading? And I think yes, because that tribe has all of 20 minutes in this movie, maybe 20, 30 minutes of like actual real work. And it is so much of the Way of Water. So I feel like there's a lot in here that could have just been the Way of Water. And then we get to the actual, like, fire and ashness of it all, and have that, like, that's really what I wanted. And I know, like, as a critic, I have to address what I see, and that is my like, my review is addressing what I see. But as someone walking into Fire and Ash and what you have labeled it as, I wanted this to be covered in red. I wanted this to be volcanic. I wanted this to be fire, because, like, you've set me up as that already. Avatar is all about Pandora. Way of Water is all about the reef and water and things. So the next evolution would have been to deal with it as Fire and Ash. And this was just fucking waterlogged again. So that was, that actually really bothered me.
I understand that. I mean, I love Varong, the character, and I also was just
love her.
I was endlessly fascinated by the Ash tribe. I would have liked to have spent a little more time, like, in their territory. I think I did kind of expect them to bring the fight to the Water tribe, though. So I kind of wasn't all that surprised when that was, the main area of play for action, and why those sequences were more water heavy than maybe the title of the movie would suggest. I think I kind of just knew that was the way that the narrative was going. But again, I really liked I like the Ash tribe. I did want to spend more time with them, and in their part of this world.
Yeah, like, everything just felt replicated. The Quaritch isn't dead. Like, he's coming back. He fights Jake again. He seems to die again. He seems to have a moment of, like, clarity. I like all this stuff. Cool. We're doing it all again, James. Like, I get that you love playing in this world, but going back to that comment, like, yeah, the third act was just the same shit with more fucking whales and more fucking riders and more this. And that feels like a natural arc in a 2-hour movie, to go from the Way of Water into that, like, condense it all down, get us there where Payakan's tribe does come in. Like, that's the clincher of the Way of Water. And then, like, Fire and Ash can be Varang and, like, Quaritch doing their thing, and, like, really rising as the main villains together now.
Yeah.
Because there is just so much fucking, oh my, like, I'm sorry, God bless Jack Champion plays Spider.
Yeah.
Holy shit, his line delivery is off in Fire and Ash. Wow.
There's a script issue I will be critical of. I don't even necessarily think it is entirely his fault. I thought he could get some of the most poorly written dialogue of the entire film. There's other lines here and there that I'm like, I don't know about that, but wow, they really just, like, kind of whittled it down to the bare minimum from him. Like, it felt like a lot of lines were, like, practically lifted from 500 other movies, where there's there's no, like, I don't even know where an actor goes when it comes to delivering lines like that with honesty and intention.
Yeah, and it, for me, it wasn't even just him. Like, I unfortunately feel like Natiri has some stuff here that is, like, the emotionalness of those lines, and, like,
I think Zoe Saldana can do anything in that role.
I had some trouble with some of those lines. Like, I also just, I'm gonna say something, but like,
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Sam Worthington ain't it.
Oh, I did
And
not think you were gonna say that.
no, like Sam Worthington ain't it, and he was just one of a bunch of dudes at the time Avatar was made in 2009 when like he had a few good roles, but like there were just a bunch of interchangeable like straight white male actors who you could just interchange and do that stuff. But like I don't feel like Sam Worthington's career to this point seems like it's it's gone the way that it should have, where he's not really in the mainstream anymore and stuff like that. But then like Avatar comes out and it's like, hey, remember this guy? Hey, remember Joel David Moore? Hey, remember this? Like, and it's just like, oh, we're just trying to fucking keep the oxygen going here to like keep this shit alive. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong about that. When someone is in one of the movies that makes, the most money in cinema history, one would think that those actors have, like a sky's the limit situation, and he clearly didn't quite take off in that way.
Clash of
Um,
Titans. Hoy.
I mean, I still think he's good in this movie. I just think that when I watch these performances, sometimes Zoe Saldana is just so like she's another one where I feel like every single time she's on screen, I can feel her vibrating.
Sorry,
Like
I'm not laughing at you. This
it's
comment just
yeah,
fucking
but like I feel her vibrating. I can feel every ounce of like hurt, want, and determination that Neytiri has in every single stitch of footage in these movies that she's in. It's
yeah.
not that I can't feel that from Sam Worthington. I do get the necessary, emotions and understandings of what he's thinking and what he wants, but like there's something about the way she does it that cuts through.
Fair, and I think she is the better of. I again don't blame it on her. I blame it on the dialogue. Like
Yeah.
I do go back to what I said prior. Like this dialogue is horrendous often, and bro. Like I
Well,
don't.
the bro thing was also,
I
something
get
that was
it.
picked on quite a bit in Way of Water, and like that's also a thing that I'm not going to argue. Like maybe people do talk like that sometimes, but it's excessive in
I
these
listen as a
movies.
bro. I get it. Like, but like I don't say it that much. Like
Yeah,
it's overkill.
can confirm you do not say it that much.
Yeah, it's overkill at a point. But I just I don't know. Like this movie to me is a culmination of the fact that like in 2009 it was such a big deal, and again should have been. Like I'm not saying that you know James Cameron didn't earn what he has earned to do Way of Water and Fire and Ash, but the 10-year gap just highlights so much about these movies where I think had the momentum been there, had this been years prior, there might be more enthusiasm from me and other people. But when you have 10 years go by and I come back to a franchise and I'm just looking at it like, what did I like about the first one so much? And even at this point, what I like about Way of Water so much, like that's kind of what Fire and Ash did to me. Like
Mhm.
Fire and Ash beat me down to the point of like, okay, do I really like Avatar and Way of Water that much?
Wow.
I'm not going to rewatch them to find out because that's too much of my life that
Huh.
I would rather give to newer movies at this point. But the redundancies are really starting to weigh on me, and
Mm.
that's I hope if there is another one that it is more like The Way of Water. And
Yeah.
I get that reinvigoration where he takes us to a new part of Pandora that is worth another 3.5 hours. But to me, he didn't do that in Fire and Ash.
I would like to see another one of these. And I'm enough of a fan of all three of them where I genuinely, again, I said it before, I want to see Fire and Ash again really badly, actually. And I watched Way of Water quite a bit, when it first came out. I watched it again a couple months ago as a little refresh, and I still quite enjoy those. I enjoy that movie and the original, and I think Fire and Ash is going to have a similar effect on me. And personally, I do want another movie in this franchise. Like I want him to finish his story. I do feel like maybe there's enough to the ending of this where I can find like a degree of closure if this is actually
Yeah.
where it ends. But also, like knowing that like dude's got so many tribes, there's so much more to explore. Like what really is going on Earth, and like will people ever come to realize,
Well,
like the
someone said
faults
this.
in their
We need Earth.
ways.
I want to see how fucked up Earth is. Like,
Yeah, I
I
like
actually think
I want to see a lot of that stuff. Um I was a little more confident when Way of Water came out that we would get 5 films. At this point, I am not as confident, but also my tune could change on that in the next 2-3 weeks. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's financial. Whether it's going to come is going to be completely financial.
Well, I think it is. I think it is partially financial. I'm also very curious to know if James Cameron wants to direct more. And I don't know if I want an Avatar movie directed by another filmmaker. But then again, as I say this, I was actually having a Patreon chat with someone about this earlier today. I don't know if I'd want another Avatar movie directed by anybody else, but also I think about someone like Wes Ball, who did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And I thought he swooped into that franchise quite nicely. And dude, like, really knows his visual effects. So I think if there's a filmmaker, if there's him or a filmmaker like him out there that could take the reins from a filmmaker like James Cameron,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe if it's the right person, I'd be open to it.
Yeah, I was almost gonna say too, like I would love some different writers, maybe to do some punch ups here, but we do have to give credit to the fact that like Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver did work on the last 2 movies, Planet of the Apes. Like literally, it's so funny how like Planet of the Apes is sharing so much with Avatar. But like I don't know, maybe I would like an overhaul. Maybe I would like. Here's a fun concept. Think about it like Alien or something like that, where a bunch of different directors came in and gave their visions to a franchise.
Predator.
Right. So I think at this point, like, I think the Avatar series might be better handled by different people because everything I'm seeing is from the person in charge. Like, like there might be 3 people on the script, but Cameron's directing. So at the end of the day, how much of the script do they have like to put influence and stuff like that? So I would actually love to see somebody else take a crack at their Avatar. Like again, like Trachtenberg did with Predator. Like he came in and was like, hey, I love and I respect what is happening here, but I see something else here. I think that's what I would love from Avatar moving forward.
Could be worthwhile. I'm very open to it.
Yeah.
Any other points you want to make before I bring the banner down?
No, you can do your thing.
In that case, that is a wrap on this edition of the Merri Hour. Everybody celebrating holidays, happiest of holidays to you all. I hope it's filled with good gifts to give and receive, good times, good people, good food, good drink, whatever you want to make you happy. And then we'll be back next weekend with another episode. Is next weekend the last one of the year? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Catching up, baby.
I guess that's going to be our top 10.
Shit's coming.
Huh. All right. Next Merri Hour, top 10 of 2025. We will see you there.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.